and we are excited to be in the tree stand. So I'm out on public this morning in a spot that I've only ever hunted this section of this piece once. And so getting in here in the dark and trying to find a tree and everything like that was a little bit tricky. I don't have much cover up here, which I'm not a fan of, but really just hoping that these deer are distracted with the rut. I got big open timber behind me. I got good bedding right here in front of me. And I got the wind in my face. I'm hoping I can catch some of these deer running an edge coming back down into this bedding area. So, like I said, I've never sat here. We're going to see when it gets daylight how much shooting I actually have. It shouldn't be that awful thick. I should be able to pick some shots pretty easily, but hopefully I can catch a good buck cruising this section late morning. So with the wind direction the way it is, I know that I have good doe bedding out in front of me. The wind direction is from the bedding to me. And so a lot of times these bucks, instead of going into a bedding area to individually check everything, they will just run the downwind side of it, and they can scent check the whole thing. So that's kind of the hope and the goal, is that a big boy's coming down through here trying to see if there's any hot does down in here. We're going to hope for the best. So I haven't had a camera back in here. I had one midsummer, and I had some really good stuff on it, but then I started getting a few more people here and there. But as far as I know, this place hasn't been pressured that awful hard, so super excited. Hopefully have a good sit this morning and see some deer. I got a deer walking up here. Not real sure what it is, but I just saw its butt. Way up in there. Oh, real nice buck. I got a grunt at him.
As this deer eased off, I settled back into my seat, but it isn't long before there was a commotion right down in front of me. In my mind, there was no doubt it was the buck I had just called at, but as the deer presents itself, I can see it is just a young buck pushing a doe. Once these deer move on, it is only a matter of a few minutes before I catch movement out of my right eye, and sure enough, it's him, with his head down and heading straight for my tree. During my early stages of becoming a bow hunter, it seemed so easy. See deer, shoot deer, end of story. It wasn't until I began to really study deer and their movement and habits and put a large emphasis on the whole shooting operation that then it became difficult. It's like the more I know and practiced, the more I was able to understand how many things can go wrong. A lack of judgment for a split second or one wrong decision among 100 right ones can cause the entire hunt or season to be unsuccessful. Shot clean over it. It's been a rough year, to say the least. I missed a buck earlier this year on public. I've been trying to shoot a decent buck on public for like, I don't know, 4 years now. Technically 3, one of the years I didn't on public. So I was too busy.
least a dozen nice bucks. It sucks, man. It sucks. So, that first shot opportunity I had right here was at 30, which is great. I mean, it's not a wide open 18-yard shot like I had right here, but 30 ain't bad. But it was threading the needle, and if that buck kept on that line, there was no other shot opportunity. I got a little tree that comes up that bends to the right that's got branches out here, and then I got an overhanging, broken off branch to the left, and he could walk right through there, and I wouldn't have another shot. So it was pretty much now or never on that shot, which I felt fine with it. I didn't feel like I wasn't uncomfortable with it. It's not the ideal wide open broadside shot you want, but I felt great with it. And I center punched that tree. Absolutely center punched it. So, and then he bounds off around, stops, turns, and I thought I wasn't getting a shot. He starts working his way back to me, and he's gonna cross at like 55 or so. I won't take that shot, but I had another arrow knock just in case. And I just shot clean over his back. It doesn't help. I had to grunt to stop him. I was really hoping he was so cautious going through the rest of that. I was really hoping I wasn't going to have to do that. But I did. He was going to walk right through it, so I grunted to stop him, and then I just shot clean over his back. He did duck before the arrow got there. That hurts. That hurts deep. Sit up here and pray. It's a beautiful place to be. Doesn't get much better, but mentally just like scrambled and distracted. It probably doesn't help the shooting at all. Not that that's an excuse, but it is what it is. I'm gonna get down here in a few minutes. I really just don't want to be here anymore this morning. I'm going to get down here in a few minutes. I'm going to sit here and enjoy it for a couple more before I climb out of here.
At this point in my season, after multiple mistakes, I was ready to hang my bow up for a week to try to take some of the pressure off myself that only I was applying. But once I got home, had a cup of coffee, and was ready to kick my feet up, my kids began to ask questions. Once I was done explaining my excuses to my kids, I had the gut feeling I was quitting on myself. My 7-year-old daughter followed all of her questions with, and I quote, "I was kinda hoping we could go out tonight and try to shoot one together." I made the deal with my kids that they couldn't hunt until they were 8, but they sit with us every chance they get. Side note, if you ever get the chance to put your kids in a tree stand with you before they're able to hunt, do it. Having them out in the elements with no cover and watching a deer walk past will change their entire perspective on the hunting process. Not wanting to let my little girl down, we got dressed and headed to the stand.
Alrighty, good afternoon. My name is Parr, and I have my daughter Eliana with me tonight. And it is November the 1st, glorious, glorious November. And we just snuck back to a tree stand. So Eliana has sat with us probably 30 to 40 times in the last 3 years bow hunting. She's been an absolute trooper, trying to just watch us shoot a deer, whether that be a decent buck or a doe, and it hasn't happened yet. We are 3 years into this process, and she hasn't been able to witness that yet. So hopefully tonight's the night. She has not given up. She has been sticking it out through all this. So we're back in the stand. What do we call this stand?
The watering hole.
Why is that?
Because there's a watering hole over there.
Yep, but what kind of watering hole?
It's like a tree with a little thing in it.
Yeah, it's
and the water stays in there. It doesn't go out and soak into the tree.
That's right. So it's a tree that's got a crevice in it, in the trunk, and there's water in it 24/7. I've never seen it without water. Even through this big drought we've had in Michigan this year, that tree has still had water in it, so it's pretty amazing. We got the wind in it. That's right. It's cold. We got the wind in our face. We have this beautiful, luscious green food plot right here in front of us. Hopefully they come out and maybe even a big old buck. What do you think about the Big 7? Think the Big 7 would work? Think he'll show up tonight? Yeah? Or maybe Loppy? Or the Big 6? Who cares, right? As long as he's a decent buck or a nice doe. Let's do it, girl. Let's get it. See a deer. It's out here behind us.
How close? Daddy, how close? How close?
Right away.
Okay.
As I mentioned before, the more I come to know and understand, the more I can see the number of things that can go wrong. During the second shot of the morning hunt, I didn't take the time to think about the fact that he was on high alert, and once I stopped him, he was going to duck. I should have aimed low knowing that, yet it never crossed my mind.
They can see really easy. There's another one coming in the food block. It's a baby.
Daddy, the one in the green is not the baby, right?
Hold on.
What?
Hold on. I hear another one.
Okay.
There's two of them right now. Do you see them? Oh, they're coming. Here comes another one.
I see two, one up. That like, you know how the corn makes it. You know how the corn makes an L. The side.
This one right here in there is big.
Okay. Is this one coming to us big?
This is a baby.
Okay. Does she have spots still?
Really looks like she should.
And what?
There's one of the big ones, I think.
Yep, I see him. They're all on our side now in our greenness.
Okay, here we go, Alex, here we go. See the one walking to the left right now?
The big dog walking close to us.
Yes.
Yep,
Don't move the little ones. Oh,
I know.
just gotta take a couple more steps, okay?
Now, only a few hours later, sitting in almost the same situation, it was the only thought going through my head. Aim low. Aim low. She is on high alert and is going to duck. Aim low.
Oh my god. I shot right underneath of her, Eliana.
I saw that.
I overcompensated. Instead of aiming at the bottom quarter of her body, I anchored at the very bottom edge, and of course, she never moved. Bow hunting is a game of inches, and this entire day shows almost every aspect of that.